Hey guys, welcome back. This is the beginning of quite a big project. Usually in the early spring, we start coming out on the balcony and getting it prepped for summer use, but we've been putting it off this year for a couple of reasons. One of them being, as you can see here, or if you've watched any of the videos where I've come out here to use as a makeshift workshop, we ended up with quite a lot of extra stuff out here for storage over the winter that we're not sure what to do with when we reorganize some of the rooms in the apartment. We've tried to make a plan about making this even more functional and nicer to use. And as always, when those plans don't get started, they start changing and evolving, and then you kind of have to put it off even more because you're not sure what you're doing. But we do know one thing's for sure, we got to start somewhere. We're gonna start that today. We're gonna get everything off this balcony that we can, and then got my shop vac, so I'm gonna clean as much as I can, and then prep so we can repaint the ceilings, and maybe we'll have to get some muriatic acid and clean the patio stones before we can paint them, but we want to get those stenciled. And then when that's all done, we can see what we've got. We got some furniture plans for stuff we want to build so we can have a nice kind of lounge area out here. But before we do all that, we got to get the basics done. So that's what we're doing today. Let's get at it. Well, I wasn't exactly 100% successful. I didn't get every single thing off the balcony, but I did get most of it. I decided to stop where I am because my kitchen space, which the kitchen's been moved more into the living room, and now the entire dining breakfast area is now full of that stuff, and I want to be able to move through my apartment. So I kept mostly just garden and plant stuff out here, but I'm going to sweep what's open right now and then put all that stuff in this cardboard box that has to go in the garbage because it's garbage anyways, and then vacuum it out, and then I can probably move all the stuff from where it is to the other side and do the same, and then we'll go from there. I've also decided that these rocks here need to be cleaned and maybe painted, we're not sure, but I got this plant pot that I drilled some holes in, so I'm gonna scoop them all in there so I can give them a really good wash and clean this all out. And then maybe we'll paint them, or maybe they'll look nice when they're cleaned. We're not sure, but... Before I get too much more of the floor cleaned up, now that I got all this space here, I think I'm going to try washing the ceiling off a bit because it's super dirty and we want to paint it. So I'm going to try and get that cleaned up. I'm going to try just hot water first, maybe if that doesn't work, I'll add some soap. But it does appear to be some kind of drywall or plasterboard or gypsum board or something, so I don't really want to get it too wet, but I do need to get the smoke marks off and the little suction things from some vines that used to grow in here before I paint. So I'm gonna give that a try and see if I can get the ceiling painted before I really move on to any more of the ground stuff, because I have all the space right now and just get that thing ticked off the list. So. So I gave up on trying to super clean the ceiling. I mean, there's still smoke stains on it, but I did wipe the whole thing down to get all that surface dirt off. I'm just gonna let it dry. And we have leftover primer and paint from when we did the living room and the bedroom walls, and it's not exterior paint, but I'm pretty confident that as a water-based paint, by the time it gets really cold out, the water should all be dried out of the paint and it won't really affect it too much. Plus it's covered in here, so it won't really have to deal with too much weathering. And even if it doesn't work out that well, it'll definitely look better for now. And if it only lasts a year or two, I mean, I'm into it. It's another fun experiment. We're gonna see kind of how this works out, but I mean, it'll look better for now, and that's what counts. So let's get to it. think the difference is enough. That looks better. A nice, more clean, crisp white. Well, now the ceiling's all painted, looking pretty fresh, nice and crisp. I'm gonna work on cleaning the patio stones. Kind of ran out of room inside the living room and kitchen to store stuff, so I think I'm gonna try cleaning half and then moving the stuff and cleaning the other half. We'll see how that goes. I did get the muriatic or hydrochloric acid, but before I use that, I'm gonna try hot water and soap, maybe a few other things to clean them off, because I'm not 100% sure that the hydrochloric acid will get the paint off, and I'm a little bit worried about using it because the patio stones are sitting on extruded polystyrene foam, and under that is what I'm assuming to be some kind of rubber membrane that has been sealed as a flat roof moisture vapor barrier to avoid water leaking into the rooms down below us. If I do use it, I was considering either making an ammonia water mix to neutralize the hydrochloric acid after I scrub it down, or even hyper diluting it with buckets of water. We'll see if it comes to that. I think it might be all right, but I'd rather try some other method before that. So I'm gonna scrub it with piping hot water and Castile soap. So wish me luck. So the test spot with the Castile water, or Castile soap and hot water, did not really work. It definitely got some of the dirt off, but the stains and paint and marks, some of the stuff on there is still there, and it left this brutal soapy residue that we're gonna have to clean off anyways, so we're gonna move on. I went to the local hardware store and got some Easy Strip graffiti remover. So we're gonna do a test of that and see if it comes off. If that doesn't work, we got disodium phosphate, TSP, which is to prep for painting. So we'll see if that does anything. In worst case scenario, just prep the whole thing and move on, and we'll just do 2 colors of paint, a base and a stencil. Yeah, the muriatic acid seems a little risky. I don't know enough about it, and after doing a bit more research on it, I think it's a little bit sketch, and I don't want to risk it. So I'm gonna try this Easy Strip, and if not, just gonna bite the bullet and do 2 layers of paint, and I'm sure it'll look good anyway. So I just wanna get this done, and it's been a bit more of a struggle than I really thought it would be. So let's try it out. It's been about 15 minutes. I did look on their website and it said 5 to 15 minutes, so that should be long enough for this stuff to get in action. I got my wire brush. Keep your fingers crossed. Oh my God, it's working. My cries of success might have been a bit premature. Some of the paint came off, not all of it. But we're now gonna try the TSP and just get them cleaned. I think we're gonna end up painting a base coat. So while I'm doing that, Danielle is gonna try the Easy Off. There's a spot right here that she tried it to get the rest of that chalk off the walls. It seems to work. So, yeah. I mixed enough, so I did 2 layers of patio stones to see how it worked. It seems like it's getting a lot of the stuff off. Some of the paint definitely came off, a lot of the gunk and the grease stains. I mixed it 1 1/4 cup to about 4 liters of water, and just hard scrubbing. So I'm gonna get some clean water, rinse it off and sweep it with the broom and get it all off and clean and see what it does, and then we'll spray down Danielle's chalk and see how that goes. So we decided to move the tiles closer to the door to close that gap so stuff doesn't get in there, and it'll give us a little bit more room on the other side for the mulch, and I think it'll make it look nicer. Daniela agrees, but it was a pain to try and move those tiles. So we went out and bought a pry bar. Hopefully that'll make it go a little faster, and we can get the cracks in between the tiles cleaned out faster, and then we can get them finished, scrubbed clean, and we can prep for the paint. Hopefully it works out. Well, we pretty much got the tiles moved and everything clean. There's still a little bit of dirt, but we got it done before the rain. It was supposed to rain all day. So we're gonna do another trisodium phosphate wash, and hopefully we can get all the rest of the dirt washed into that and push it off the edges into the foam where the water will drain off, and the rest of that dirt we can vacuum up later. We'll get it all prepped because tomorrow's supposed to be a nice sunny day. We have our paint, we have our stencil. We're hoping to get stenciling tomorrow and get it all painted up. So who cares about washing patio stones in the rain? Let's get her done. So despite hours and hours of scrubbing with trisodium phosphate and some graffiti remover, we couldn't get enough of the paint off. I think with the stencil it would look funny. So we decided we're gonna paint all the patio stones one color and then do a stencil in another color. But as you can see here, despite the sizings supposedly being right, we have 24-inch tiles and we ordered the 12-inch stencil. So theoretically we should be able to fit 4 stencils per patio stone to get the pattern right. There's an overlap, it's not working, and even the practice shots we did are bleeding through a little bit, so I'm just gonna paint the whole floor one color, and not really sure what we're gonna do after that, but we'll figure something out. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I think that looks dope.
I think that looks cool. So white and then another color over top.
That looks so good. She's a genius. After seeing Daniela's unreal idea, we ran to the store, got a roller to do the floor, picked up a quart of dark blue paint to paint our designs on after we get the white down. So we're gonna try and get the white down, let her do her freehand lines on top, and we're gonna cut the landscaping cloth and put the mulching around the edges because we picked that up too. Fuck, I think it's gonna look good. Let's see how it goes.
That looks cool, eh?
Yeah.
That looks really cool. Right? Yeah, that looks really good. See, I have good ideas sometimes.
She's a genius! Okay, well, you finish that, I'm gonna start doing the landscape.
What, like finish this?
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing the landscaping plan. How's it going? Oh yeah, it looks sick. Well, it took a long time. It was a long process, lots of trial and error, but we finally got the balcony done. Daniela was out here painting like a mad woman for like 5 hours to get the designs on the patio stones done, but it looks unreal. Before the final reveal, which is coming up in just a second, if you liked anything you see, you have any tips or tricks of your own, or you want to see some other fun stuff we're doing, leave a comment, hit that like button, hit subscribe. We got lots more fun projects coming up, some outdoor videos, all kinds of fun stuff we get ourselves into. So hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. And here it is, the final reveal of the balcony's makeover.